place I've ever been.
Hello guys, welcome back to another Lumley trading recap. Today is the 20th of April and we've made $314 or just under 1% on our account. So today there was actually a lot more trade opportunities today. Market was still slow, so when we got into these trades it just meant we had to be a lot more patient for them to hit our profit targets, which did make the day just a bit more boring, but I mean, it's a job, it's not meant to be fun, or shouldn't always be fun. So you kind of got to put up with it in just these kind of conditions, which aren't ideal. So RCON, as you remember, if you watched yesterday's recap, I ended this on a swing. So after I finished the recap, we covered 100 shares into the day, and we lost, I think, $8. I think we locked in, covered 100 shares at $8 on the dot after hours last night. So you know, around this area here. And then we swung 250 shares and we made a bit of money on those. So as you can see, RCON, we sold them at 785 just before the market opened. As you can see, I think we did a 916 just to lock in our swing. Wasn't massively green, but did mean we made, you know, $50 or so on RCON in the end of it. So we'll go on our trades biggest to smallest, not including RCON because we just went over that. The first one being MVIS. So this one was our first trade of the day, I believe. Yes, it was. We did quite a lot of trades on this, or entry points. Pushed up on the beginning of the market open. Don't believe there was any news on it. Yeah, there was no actual really news on it, or anything that really should have made it push up this high. So I kind of just averaged in at these $half, whole dollar resistances. There was nothing, you know, didn't push up too high. I mean, at this point we were down about $150 on the trade, but you know, we weren't even in with much size. We were in with maybe 200 shares or so, so we could afford to keep kind of averaging it in. So we basically just waited for that reversal, and then locked in most of our profits into the VWAP. As this is mainly where I claim my profits now, VWAP. I tested it and around 92% of the time it retraces back to the VWAP. So on these trades I can make a lot more money, and ones that don't retrace on the VWAP, if they fade in a profit area, I can just lock them in. And if they end in a loss, they end in a loss. So that was it for MVIS. We didn't come back and trade that again. We were fully out of that by 12 minutes past 10. The next biggest trade then actually is TDUP. This was the last trade I think we took on the day. Yeah, this was the one we just got out of, and that's why I'm now filling the recap. So we basically just averaged into this move. Actually started averaging here, which wasn't great, but it looked like we had a nice momentum. Two candles right back to each other. It went up, you know, just over $1. So it looked like we were just going to get that pullback back to the VWAP. So when we were kind of consolidating around this area, I just put in a bit of size. It then ended up pushing up, so we just averaged in. As you can see, these are our entries at half and whole dollar resistances. As it fell back, it kind of consolidated on this 20 EMA. So we were just waiting for it to either break down or push up, so we could, you know, either average it in or just stop out. But it finally broke down to the VWAP. And so that's where we locked in our profits. Then broke down, and we got a test back here. So I was looking for around a 1620 profit take, but then I had my stop loss around this 1671. So I was hoping it would fade back down, but we managed our risk, and then we ended up getting stopped out on this push here. And it never really pushed down to our target, but I mean, we were risking, you know, 20 cents to make around 30 to 40. So in this case it didn't work for the big profit, but we still ended up making $70 on that trade. RCON we don't need to go over, as that was the swing trade we've already been over. NXPI, I traded this due to a news. I think it was a JP Morgan analyst said that Samsung could be looking to acquire it. Yeah, here it is. Yep, JP Morgan. Yeah, so that's why I ended up trading this, because I knew we'd probably get a quick sudden pump in price, and then we'd probably retrace back, because it wasn't really a big enough news to really affect the price in any way. So you can see we took this short at exactly 10 AM, so let me quickly go to here. So yeah, we ended up basically just trading this kind of move up, shorting up here. Can get rid of the alert. Yeah, so we just shorted these candles here and just locked in our profits as it came into the VWAP. Nothing too crazy. We were relatively small size, yet only 50 shares, so it was quite good to actually make $50 off that. The next biggest one being OCG, only $35. Was quite annoying because you can see we shorted this move. Was it the first or second move? 37. No, so we ended up doing this move. I did 100 shares, I believe, was it? Yeah, 100 shares. Reason for that at 90 was I just wanted to get in with some size in case it failed. I then did actually have my main 300 share average in at 95, even though it hit it and went above, it didn't end up getting filled, which was quite annoying because then it ended up getting a nice fail. But we ended up just averaging some when it kind of just was consolidating. So we were in with 200 shares and just faded it down to the VWAP, which didn't end up being a massive move, and it's why I was trying to do larger size. And then on to the smallest trade of the day, which was TIPT. The reason this one was small is, if you saw my Instagram, I set the orders out for this when I was out of the house. I just went on a lunch walk, and so I had all the orders automated, and when I'm not directly looking at the trade and having it automated, I prefer to do smaller size because, you know, obviously you can't see if maybe some good indications for you to hold lower and all that. Or increase size. You can't really see any of this if you're not at the table. So small size, only 100 shares, but we ended up getting our $30 move. So either way, you know, we shorted this move, and we ended up locking on profits again by the VWAP. So even if we were watching it live, we probably would have just done the exact same trade, selling to the VWAP, but just with bigger size. So that's it for the recap. Hope you liked it. And also, actually, before I end this video, you can see actually I was looking at AEI. A lot of stocks you'll see in this slow momentum market, it is hard to short a lot of stocks. Maybe even if you're on brokers with great short locates. The main reason being a lot of people are having to trade the same stock, so it just makes shorting a lot harder. So me, who's usually a short bias trader, it can make these kind of markets hard to trade, for the main reason being a lot of stocks aren't shortable, and that's why you may see on stocks I can short, I may go in with bigger size than usual, just to make up for the ones I can't short. So I hope you like that. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll be back tomorrow for another recap, and that's it. Peace.